From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a special live recording of Evenings LALATE with great, incredible news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go over the fourth stimulus check, how much you're going to get in the fourth stimulus package, that monthly stimulus check, and why the breaking news on Friday changes the equation. Then we turn to fifth stimulus, the incredible great news that came in the last 24 hours that signals not only will you get more benefits if you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Rail benefits, but also upwards of a 20% potential increase on top of that. Then we have breaking news late today from IRS about big money landing in your bank account in the mail. I have all that incredible great news. And we also have some tough love, as Monday is the day in which your personal tax return is due, and we'll go over the big money that will set up to get you money across the board. It's a big night with incredible great news. I'm excited to be live with you. I'm excited to deliver you the details. Let's get to it. Let's get to Evenings LALATE. It's Evenings LALATE live from Los Angeles. It's our first live Evenings LALATE broadcast in nearly 6 months. How are you? It's a special night as I have big, exciting, great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 in this recording, and it's a jam-packed one. Stay to the end. We're going to go over the fourth stimulus check and why the amount and the routing all got a little bit changed because of some great news on Friday. I have all the incredible great news for you and what happened today about that as well. Then at the second half of the recording after the commercial break, we'll be going over the fifth stimulus and why that got the jaw-dropping, life-changing news that you could also see upwards of a 20% increase on top of what I've been reporting on top of that before. Incredible details for SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and Veterans benefits. And then in the middle of this recording, we go over the breaking news that happened today about the big money landing in your bank account. Let's get to it. But first, if you've not subscribed, subscribe, because guess what? We're less than about 200 people away from 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record, 1 year in just a few days. Let's do it overnight. 400,000, here we go. Also, like this video. 3,000 likes, get this video to number 1. And also, consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Let's start with the fourth stimulus check update of 2021 and the breaking news today. Well, fourth stimulus is the biggest single payout you'll ever see in the history of this channel, and there's a House proposal and the Senate proposal. But the House proposal got an interesting wrinkle on Thursday. I'll go over that wrinkle in a second. But first, let's compare the fourth stimulus package when looking at the House versus the Senate proposal. Here you go. Item number 1. If the House is at play, then you're talking about stimulus checks for the remainder of the pandemic every month, and then 1 year thereafter. Again, that's stimulus checks for the remainder of the pandemic, and then a year thereafter. Stimulus check every month. The Senate proposal is a stimulus check from July to December. If you're in the live chat, just after 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 8 o'clock on the East Coast, and if you're internationally tuning in, jump in the live chat and vote House versus Senate, but not just yet, because we got to look at the amount of the check. The House proposal is $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate proposal is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. $2,000 a month, over 6 months, $12,000 an individual. Or $1,400 a month, over 6 months, $8,400 an individual. Now, the breaking news. The breaking news is that the White House on Friday announced that the mask mandate is off, meaning that if you're on White House grounds, you don't have to wear a mask. On Thursday, the CDC announced that the mask mandate is gone, meaning if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask indoors. Today, Lowe's, Home Depot, Trader Joe's announced that they are lifting the mask mandates, and countless other corporations are expected to announce the same, which now signals that potentially we could be out of the pandemic in less than a month. Why is this critical? Because when we're looking at the fourth stimulus package, when we're voting House versus Senate, we always presumed a few more months of the pandemic plus 1 year. But guess what? We may potentially be out of the pandemic by the time the vote occurs in July. That would mean that the House plan would provide you 1 year stimulus checks, which would be $13,000, compared to the Senate plan, which potentially could be 6 months of stimulus checks, $2,000 a month at $12,000, nearly the same amount in half the time. So if you're in the live chat, vote now, House versus Senate. I think you're going to say Senate based upon the breaking news. Now let's go over all the incredible other great news about the forced stimulus. Who gets it, how you get it, when you're going to get it, all that and more, starting right now. Who gets it? You do. So if you make less than $75,000, you're getting the forced stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you're getting the forced stimulus check. Just double it. And if you're a household 4 or less, you're getting the fourth stimulus check. Just quadruple it. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, you're getting the fourth stimulus check. I am a reporter. I'm not a legislator, so I only report their representations, and their representations are that the vote would be in July for the month of July. That means that the first stimulus check you would receive in the month of July, August, in the month of August, and away we go. This check would be the same amount for adult dependents as minor dependents, and also for everyone else. It's not income, it's not taxable. And we don't know anything yet about child support. That's your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. A 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process. But guess what? I got some other breaking news about the fourth stimulus check coming up in the second half of this recording. And let me give you a preview of the jaw-dropping, life-changing news that's coming up in the second half of this recording. And it's concerning that fifth stimulus package, which was to raise your benefits up one time and then tie you to inflation going forward. But could you see upwards of 20% additionally on top of what I've been reporting over the last few days? Oh boy, this is a big one, especially if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, or survivor benefits. Stay to the end. I told you I got 30 minutes of this jam-packed video, and I'm going to give you a lot of money in this video. Meantime, get a pen and paper ready, because the moolah starts right now. I got a lot of information to give you starting this very moment. A lot of money is landing in cities, counties, and states last week, this coming week, and you need to get it. And I'm going to go over it right now. It is money for rent, utilities, homeowners assistance, homeowners utilities, and also SNAP. Incredible great news. And it starts with the rent. The rent is about 4 to 6 months of rent, about $5,000 an individual. And it's absolutely incredible. Also, the utilities, a couple $1,000, mortgage and homeowners utilities as well. Where do you get it? 6 places. Got that pen ready? Let's go over it. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. They all have the money. Different eligibility at different criterion. So reach out to all of them. Incredible great news. That money is available now because it's third stimulus. It's living. And what do you ask for? When you call up, you ask for rent assistance because of COVID. You don't use the word stimulus. You don't use the word stimulus check. You can use the word American Recovery Act. And that's incredible great news. Go get it. Next, the incredible details of SNAP continue to amaze. SNAP benefits are available. Go get it. If you make less than $75,000 approximately, how do you get it? Reach out to Department of Agriculture. What is SNAP? It's food. It's food. And a family of 4 out of Hawaii now will get upwards of $16,000 or $14,000 a year. It's absolutely incredible. Why? Because of 2 executive orders. One from Trump increasing 15% for 6 months, and one from Biden doing the same for another 6 months. Look at this. We're only 9 minutes into the video, and I've already gotten you $5,000 for rent and $10,000 and $15,000 for SNAP. This is incredible great news. Why? Because when I told you third stimulus was passing and becoming law, I said you're all going to get a $14 stimulus check, but there's going to be upwards of $5,000 to $20,000 of additional money you need to get that's there for you. You want to get this money. It's for you. Yes, you got the $14 stimulus check. Now it's time to get the money that's 5 times that amount of money. Which brings me to what I'm going over in the middle part of this recording, 2 items. Donut moments, where you don't have to do anything. You can just eat your donut and see thousands of dollars land in your bank account. I'll be going over that incredible great news. And tough love moments, where there's some things that you have to do, and I'm going to give you tough love because you have to do them or you're not going to get them. Which brings me to tough love moment number 1. Rent, utilities, homeowners assistance, and homeowners utilities, you need to get right now. Why? Because a purple hawk moment, hawk, hawk, which refers to pouncing before the stimulus stampede, another expression I came up with, comes to get the money first. There's going to be a stimulus stampede to get this money for rent, utilities, and food. And why is it important to get it now? Tough love moment again, which is that it's going away. It's coming one time, and that is it. When we look at the fourth stimulus package, those monthly stimulus checks starting in the month of July, there will not be another round of rent, utilities, homeowners assistance, or homeowners utilities. It's going away. It's not in fourth stimulus. It's not in fifth stimulus. So you need to get it right now. And this is even more important. Why? The mortgage protection, which is called the foreclosure protection, and the eviction moratorium are not getting extended. They're going away in September. The concept is behind it is simple. That basically they want you to get the money for rent now so that they can lift the eviction moratorium, get rid of it, and the mortgage forbearance. Going away, so get that money right now. And with that, you deserve a very delicious donut moment, and I'll give you one right now. Thousands of dollars are landing in your bank account back from your state. Why? Let me go over the details. First, who's it coming from? Your state. To where? The account that you have on file with you and your unemployment office from your state. How much? Thousands of dollars. What's at play? At issue is states that had sent you extra money during your unemployment run due to a computer malfeasance, no fault to your own, and then asked you to return the money back to them. Well, guess what? The federal government has stepped in and said that was a mistake of the states. They should not have asked you to return the money. And now the states have been ordered by the federal government to return that money back to you. Yes, it's thousands of dollars. I had one viewer early this morning say her husband had to return nearly $5,000 due to that computer malfeasance. When is he getting that money back? Ultimately, you have to reach out to each state and also reach out to the Department of Labor because each state has a different routing time. Next, I do have dates about this next item, and I have breaking news about it just this afternoon. Thousands of dollars are landing in your mailbox today and on Monday from IRS, Department of Treasury. It's a beige or white envelope. Inside of it is a beige check, and it's from either Department of Treasury or IRS, and the subject line, refund. How much? Thousands of dollars. Who's getting it? It is for single tax preparers who filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes on their first $10,200 of unemployment benefits. You're getting back the taxes you paid on those unemployment benefits. Here's an example. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. Your total tax bill was $5,000, of which $4,000 was your taxes for unemployment. That's coming back to you. You don't have to do anything. It's a donut moment. Now, what is the breaking news about it? Two items of breaking news today. First, phase 2, which is joint filers, husband and wife, so you're getting paid later in the month. Breaking news number 2 is that phase 1 is being splintered in 2 sections. The first people who are getting the money, IRS says, are people who have what they call simple tax returns, meaning they have no children dependents on the tax return, and they have no other refunds coming back to them on that return for something else. Very simple tax returns are getting this refund first. Then slightly more complicated single filers are getting their refunds as well next. And then the joint filers come in at the end of the month. Incredible great news across the board, and it's breaking just tonight on Evenings LA, which brings me to tough love moment number 2. If you did take out the federal taxes while receiving your unemployment benefits in 2020, guess what? By the end of Monday, you have to file your federal tax return with the IRS, your 2020 personal tax return, and request that money back. Here's an example. Let's say you took out $100 a week for your federal taxes in 2020 from your unemployment benefits, and you did that over 10 weeks. That's $1,000. How do you get it? You must file a tax return, and it must be filed by the end of Monday. That's your personal federal tax return. Which brings me to incredible great news about the children. If you have a child, 5 to newborn, and you're getting $3,600 starting the month of July, prorated per month, which is $300 a month. And if that child is 17 to 6, you're getting $250 a month. You're getting $250 a month, which is $3,000 over a year. If 2 events have occurred. 1, you make less than $75,000, and 2, and this is the critical one, the IRS knows that child exists and knows that child's with you, which triggers not 1 but 3 major tough love moments. Number right here. If you never file tax returns and you believe that IRS does not know that child's with you, you are getting absolutely categorically 100% $0 in July. Here's an example. A mom with a 5, 4, and 3-year-old would normally get $10,000 starting the month of July prorated. But if she thinks that IRS has never known about those children being with her, she's going to get absolutely $0 if she doesn't file that tax return by the end of Monday. You must file it. Number 2, you do file tax returns every year, but you never list the child. Maybe because the child was on the ex-husband's tax return instead of yours, or because the child was just born. You got to file that tax return by the end of Monday. Finally, number 3, if you've always filed a tax return and listed that child, but you've always made too much money to be eligible for this, and the most recent tax return you filed was last year, 2019, then you're not going to get the money in July, even if you took a nosedive in income in 2020. Here's what's example. Let's say you made a lot of money in 2019, $250,000, so you're not eligible for this money for children. But in 2020, you took a nosedive and only made $30,000 that year. Now you're eligible for the money. But guess what? You're not going to get it unless you file a tax return. Because IRS will go off the most recent tax return, which is the 2019, and they will think that you're not eligible for the children's money when you are. Which brings me to a major tough love moment, which is right now. If you're missing a first stimulus check, a second stimulus check, a third stimulus check, or a member of the household stimulus check, you must file that tax return, requesting that stimulus check back, and it's due by the end of Monday. Which brings me to a major, major tough love moment right now, and I'm going to incorporate 2 comments I saw in Mornings LALATE this morning, which are very, very great questions and very, very important for me to address tonight on Evenings LALATE. If you never file a tax return, but you think that IRS does not know those children exist, or you think that there's something to fix, you categorically must file that tax return by the end of Monday. The fact that you never file tax returns because you don't have to has nothing to do with this recording. That has to do with you. The IRS has made perfectly clear that if you have to fix something and you don't fix it, you're not getting paid. Number 2, if you're on SSI and SSDI, you never have to file a tax return, but you think there's something to fix, you must file the tax return. Which triggered 2 types of questions which I got earlier today. The first question was from a viewer, what if I file an extension? Will I still get the money? My response is, sure. If you extend this out 7 months, you'll get your money 10 months later because you're not teeing it up on the deadline that they want the information for. They're ready to send out the money in July or earlier, but if you ask an extension, expect the money to come potentially end of this year, next year. Yep. So don't do an extension if you don't have to. Number 2, someone said, does this have anything to do with forced stimulus checks? No, it has nothing to do with the forced stimulus checks. I'm talking about these items. And finally, someone said, is anyone missing their third stimulus check? I haven't gotten mine. That viewer should not be dropping the comment. That viewer should not even thinking a second. That viewer should go right to the tax preparer because IRS has made emphatically clear. In that case, the viewer said, I see the IRS tool shows it's coming March 26. IRS has made very clear. If you have not gotten it by now, it's missing. It's considered missing. So don't look for it anymore. You must file a tax return and you must file it by the end of Monday. Which brings us then back to the great money for rent, utilities, food, and internet. I want you to get that right away because it's right there available right now. If you need help getting that rent, food, or internet, reach out to the volunteers on the community page. They're in the pinned comment and also the description of this channel. news.la.com/community. There's a cute series of cats at the top of the page, and they can help you with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and SNAP. They can't help provide you any tax advice, which they don't do, and they can't help you with unemployment benefits. But reach out to them if you need help with that, with the rent and the mortgage. And I'll be back in 60 seconds with you with big, exciting developments about what happened with fourth stimulus check and why fifth stimulus could get an additional 20% increase for my beneficiaries. Stay with me on this special live recording of LALATE Evenings coming up in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits,
mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.